Eric Gass, a mechanic with DNA's Red 6-Star Yamaha here at TransWorld MOTOcross. How-To's presented by Bike Bandit, and this week we're going to be installing a MOTOcross air boot. Let's start by removing the seat, and then the side panel, and then the pipe bolt, and then the 4 subframe bolts, and then loosening the air boot from the back of the carb. And then removing the rubber tab from the gas tank and top subframe. All right, and now just remove the rear end by gently pulling up. With the rear end off, I usually put something to block the carb, keep anything from falling in there. I usually like to put it on a trash can or a bucket such as this. It makes it a little easier to work on. But from here, we're going to remove the air filter and cage. And then removing the clamp that holds everything in. And then pull this out. Pull your clamp out. Pull your spacer out. And pull your boot out. The air boot from MOTO comes with a few different options as far as length on the snorkel. We prefer the short one, which is top end, and they also have a longer one, which is for bottom end. And whenever you get it, you just simply squeeze and cram her in. Make sure it clicks in all the way, and then take a look from the back, make sure nothing's folded over. This one's good. And then install it back into your airbox. You want to pay close attention to this little nipple that's on top that locates itself in the airbox to make sure everything's centered. And then also that nothing is pinched or bent around the whole outside. And then reinstall your spacer. Pushing it down into the groove. Reinstall your clamp. And reinstall this thing. The MOTO air boot works with all filters, including stock, but naturally we prefer twin air. After installing the air filter, just kind of run your fingers around, making sure that it's installed correctly and that no dirt's going to get in. That's how we install the boot. Now I'm going to show you how to put it back on the bike. First things first, remove your rag or plug from the carburetor. You do not want to leave that in there. Slide this back into place, and I replace the top bolts of the subframe first. And this gives you a free hand to make sure the boot goes all the way on the carb. Then install the bottom subframe bolts and tighten up the subframe. And now double check to make sure the boot's all the way on from both sides. And if it didn't go on this side, I use a T-handle to just kind of do some manipulating. And then tighten that up. Then reinstall the exhaust bolts. And reinstall your side panel. And before installing your seat, do not forget your rubber grommet. And that's how you install a MOTO air boot. It's going to help with throttle response, help the bike breathe better, and just perform better all around. That was this week's TransWorld how-to presented by Bike Bandit.